Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time to come together and we ask for your guidance in our planning and our discussions tonight. We ask that you give us sound minds and clear thoughts and plan for an even better future for the next year for our community. We also ask especially tonight that for some families and people in our neighbors in our community that need some comfort and healing very badly right now, that you be with them. Can you comfort them, help them heal? In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Mayor Jones, here. Commissioner Copeland. Commissioner Brown. Here. Commissioner Perry. And Attorney.
Here.
South. Thank you.
You know. Melissa.
Melissa. Here. So. We have planning and zoning here today. They are just here to go over with us our meeting for the 28th. See if we have any questions to make sure we have everything we need. Or if we need anything else from them for the 28th. We have any questions about the 28th? Given any questions about the 28th?
I've had a couple people ask me, and I've not been able to give an answer because I didn't pull up my PDF or print off if the properties are affected. That night where you have a list like a table when they come in, so if people are concerned, if they don't have any information, they go, okay, my property's not being affected, and they can make that decision if they want to stay or not. But sure, but a lot of people would ask me specifically, they're like, I'm gonna print off the whole thing. I looked at it, but I didn't print it off. So
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe that's where I can start for tonight's presentation is I want to be very clear coming into this project, no decisions have been made yet. And so when it is my property affected? Well, right now I'd say nobody's property is really affected. But we have identified some parcels that are split zone. We have identified some parcels that might have incompatible zoning. So yes, we'll go ahead, we'll print off a list.
Thank you.
We've got it on a map right now, but yeah, we'll lay it out and list form too, if we can approach it that way. If it's okay with you guys, I'd love to just kind of go over the draft agenda that we have for next week. And then you guys can tell me if you'd like to see something added. If there's any other documents that you would like to see coming into that meeting, and then let me know if there's anything else that you need from us. Does that sound like a plan?
I have a quick question. You said that the plan that you had so far is identified the split zones and incompatible zones. Can you just briefly explain what that means?
Yeah, so
What is that incompatible zone? What's it incompatible with? And
Yeah.
I've never heard that term. I'm trying to learn, so.
yeah, so what we're really looking at when we talk about something like that is campground has a long history of development. Normally when we're talking about planning and zoning stuff, we try to separate it into uses and structures. And so the uses we try to line up with the underlying zoning. Structures, that's a separate issue, but we can have either non-conforming structures because they don't meet a setback, or a structure may have originally been built with one use in mind, and then over time that use has shifted to something different. On top of that, we have some older properties with pre-existing uses that maintain like a residential zone that are now being used for a commercial purpose. And so just trying to figure out what those things are. And then if we wanted to try to update some of the zoning stuff, where we want to focus those issues. So the reason you haven't heard that term is because that's not a technical term.
Okay.
That's just vernacular. That's just colloquial. Try to see if we were going to try to focus on updating our zoning, where that could be best be approached. And so come next Thursday, which I think is a very important night. I think this is a real opportunity to have some community conversation. I would love to lean on you guys as the community leaders, and I assume we're all going to be there, to really start the conversation. Introduce my team, introduce yourselves, and then from there, talk about kind of how we found ourselves at this meeting. As you know, several months ago, your commission appointed certain members to begin looking at this problem. Other things, the way that I would see is looking at this opportunity. Out of those conversations, we were able to identify those properties. We were able to identify some maybe desires that the community has. How can we incorporate additional commercial development into our downtown? Or how can we begin to incorporate additional residences into our community? And so talk about the background and how we found ourselves in this situation. From there, my staff would be more than happy to take over and talk through specifically that map. But then also talk about some of the other zoning issues that we may have identified as a part of that kind of mission process that we went through leading up to this point. Ken, I know you were there. And from there, I'd like to start talking about just rough frameworks for what change could look like going forward. What we have here again, it's great sitting in the back because that's where all your pamphlets and flyers are. Stamping Ground founded in 1790. We've got more than 200 years of history here. That's 200 years of development and then redevelopment. And so we can start to identify what future development here in the community could look like. And so one of the things that we've talked about internally is what would form-based codes look like for the community? What would mixed use development look like for this community? And then actually, if you'd like some more information, I'd love to bring Red up here. But that's also kind of where this document that you're taking a look at here, and we'll have some more printouts for the public meeting as well. But this is just a rough look at what different uses could look like for Stamping Ground. And so what does multifamily residential look like? What does mixed use commercial look like? And what does, what do these structures that support those uses that we identified, what would they look like here? From there, I'd love to go hands off and just open it up to the public to have discussion about this. You guys, I know I've probably had some conversations. Earlier this week, we sent out 300 letters. Those letters have just started to hit. We started to receive phone calls about those letters. And so just answering those questions. What does the community think about these issues? What does the community think the pathway forward is? Because we can't move forward until we've figured out what those desires are. And then from there, I think it's just talking next steps. We've kind of identified a rough timeline for how this project could move forward. We'll have handouts for that as well. But that again, this is your project. So we don't want to move forward until this body, this community is comfortable with these process. What we don't want to do is start making decisions and then find out that we've left our community behind in that decision-making process. You want to be locked up with them the entire way. And so this is the draft agenda that we have today. If you guys would like to see changes to this before next Thursday, if you think that this would work for an overview for the meeting, this is just where we are tonight. And I will bring up one other thing that I've heard, and I believe the mayor's heard as well, as the desire to potentially stream the entirety of the meeting in case somebody can't attend. Mm-hmm. Looking at the owl right here, if we can figure out a way to get that set up in the school, I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Good.
You guys have any questions?
You gonna do it?
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I don't even understand or know what all of the different zones, the old zones and the new zones mean. Can we have something there on the 28th that maybe explain what those zones are and what they mean?
Yeah,
For everyone?
absolutely. We'll do. Well, actually,
You need to put it all about yours.
I was gonna say back to this works, and then why don't we start with, so that's number 3 in their current zoning and issues identification. Why don't, as a part of that conversation, we take a moment to actually go over those definitions, in those different zones.
Definitely.
I know at one meeting I went to, but it's been years back, planning and zoning, they had it was your all's quick reference zone book.
Mhm.
They took the ones that were pertinent to that meeting and they had them something like that, where people as they came in could walk and see, and I didn't know. Not saying because anything might be expensive to you, but if you still have those, that'd be good to show.
Yeah.
You it was a meeting when they were talking about the athletic field at Lyle. Everything.
Then if you'll, send me a list of everybody that's gonna attend and titles and stuff like that.
Okay.
Put together kind of your introduction for you.
Okay, I'd really appreciate that.
Great question. Are you and all the committee members that were on that board, essentially all also there, like up there with us? So like we had Ken and
Yeah.
Megan and then, Robert Duncan and Ashley Perry and.
So we intend to invite them,
Man,
Well, I was gonna say, I can't even count because I only.
Your name's on there.
You will-
a
Sorry.
couple of times.
Sorry about that.
so I would like to invite them.
I just didn't.
But as far as sitting in front of the audience, I think a lot of those committee members, they benefited because they were part of the community. I would like to really allow that kind of in front position to be the elected officials and the staff to support. Megan, obviously, we wish you were.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can be at this on the 28th. I just,
Okay,
everything blew up my job last year, so that was why I couldn't make some of them. Yeah.
don't worry about it. Okay,
And also questions regarding planning and zoning, we're gonna defer them to you, correct?
yes, okay.
Yeah, I hope so.
Or feel free to take a crack at it.
I think we need some
I
kind
don't
of like
want us to.
bird call, you know.
No. And so that's maybe a follow-up question that we can have here. So the idea is when we get past kind of the introductory phase, it's a community discussion. Right. I've seen community discussions done a couple different ways. You know, some of it is kind of just round table and then everyone who wants to talk can just talk whenever they want. Other times, you know, you'll have one microphone kind of set up and somebody has to come up and queue up and then they get, you know, how long they want to speak.
Kind of like what you did to our review with.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know
and
if we
so
have-
how do you guys want
I don't
to?
know if we have a mic at that.
I-
Well, what I'm saying is. That's cool. I don't know.
Okay,
Were you?
but, and the other thing is we can play this by ear. Because if it's 30 people, we can probably sit in a circle kind of like this.
I
And
was gonna say, I don't
And
think.
organize it. if we get 350 people, we might want to, you know, a sign-in sheet to come and make comment and provide.
But that would be just like a name or last name. We're not requiring them to put their address and their phone number or anything, identifiers.
No, it just, you know, with 300 people and everyone can talk. And we can, again, I'll defer to your leadership on that, how you want to handle the discussion. We can do that. But I do want to provide an opportunity for everyone who wants to talk to be able to talk.
I think a signer sheet,
Yeah, sign and shoot.
a good idea. Then I think we should
Well,
maybe limit the time on the questions.
what scares me is like there's some commissions that aren't even allowed to enter. Like Georgetown, the commissioners are not allowed to interject with comments.
Yep. Yeah.
That's like an ordinance they have.
Yeah, so again, defer to your legal advice on this. I look at this more like a work session opportunity. So no decisions will be made at this meeting. And so there shouldn't be anything preventing you from just openly, you know, having a dialogue with your.
Is this gonna be considered a special meeting? So we need to make sure we put public discussion on all that.
With them.
Okay. And you guys will handle notice for that for yourselves. Okay.
The three questions I've got from people from being, I don't even answer tonight, just give you a heads up because they'll probably ask.
Mhm.
One, with the mixed use possible option, they were asking if that's just for down here in the corridor. And I know we said last meeting was, you said we could entertain anybody in town wanting to do a zoning change currently. The other one was a property that was a business for 70 years and has been lived in for 20 years. They want to know if that would qualify for mixed use or just they didn't have to not qualify. If they just want to be zone mixed use, then that's the case. And then the other one they asked me was this one split properties. I guess they looked into it where theirs is agriculture in the back. They couldn't build a house back there for some reason. Or build a building, I don't know if it's a house.
Yeah.
They said a building. So if they get joined with their city property, the city only requires this much of a thing. If they've got an acre lot and they're only using up like a third of an acre, a fourth of an acre, they could possibly maybe build on that other down the road.
Well, that gets into, it depends on if there's already a house there on the property, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, you know, it gets a little dicey that way,
you're
right?
gonna look over at your legal advice and say, what all good lawyers say, that it depends.
Yeah.
We can figure these out. I would say that a lot of times that personal zoning consultation, specifically if you got a particular parcel you're looking at a particular use, I would invite the person to come in and we can actually just look
Yeah.
at that particular case. The other stuff more generally, yeah, we'll be prepared to talk about what that would look like.
Gotcha.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you want to call it? How do you want to get there? Do you want to split the parcel or not? Yeah. Is there anything else that we can do tonight to help give you guys answers looking forward to next Thursday?
Everybody else feel pretty good?
If it goes long, will we take a 15 intermission or something just to let people stretch and de-stress?
Well, so you can remind me, how long do we have this space for?
So I booked 6:30 to 8:30.
Okay. So, if it's okay with you, staff would like to come a little early.
Yeah.
It's something like 6.
Yeah,
Brett, at least, I'm sorry, we'll be there as long as the public's there.
he said that as long as students are gone,
Yep.
we can get in at whatever time we want.
Okay.
He said usually the last student is out right at 6. So I plan on getting there right at 6 because I have to sign some paperwork for the city. And then we can invite others in as the students are gone.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, we're prepared to be there as long as it takes. So if we want to call a halfway point, 7:15 or something like that to stretch, that seems fine. We can try to find a natural break point. Maybe that's the first half, the second half of the discussion.
We're gonna pull the bleachers out to the tent.
It's gonna be cafeteria.
Oh, okay.
And in the beginning, when we talked about this, we said 1 or 2 meetings, possibly 2 meetings, so we're still on, we could have a second meeting.
So yes, at least we did not bring a copy of
No,
the,
but I do, right?
at least would you
I
like to?
think I have it.
Oh, you do?
I believe I do.
There it is.
Close.
Haha.
So,
So just generally speaking, the important thing to remember here is that we're really running 2 trains at the same time. There's the text amendment side of things, and then there's the map amendment side of things. And so this is the kind of the kickoff meeting that's going to start both of these balls rolling. But before any final decisions are made, specifically as it relates to the text of the ordinance, we'd like to have at least one more public forum where we can present the specific ideas. So right now, we're talking general. When it's time to talk specific, we do need to have that in front of the community before we go to either the planning commission or your city commission.
I got one more thing. What is the textbook answer for the reason why they need any resident people?
What,
textbook answer what is resident wants.
Identified in our comprehensive plan is the desire to provide a mix of housing types and a mix of commercial types for our community. Stamping Ground has a history that's greater than 200 years of development and redevelopment. Right now, we're trying to put our eyes forward on what future development could look like for our community. The way we get to that future, where we meet these community goals, is by making sure that the framework of development matches those goals. So that's what we're doing here, is we're aligning development regulations with the community's wants and desires for the future.
Doesn't this also make the taxing part of the property a bit easier as well?
I will tell you, we do a lot of things in office. We don't send the tax bills.
Well, I know we don't send the tax bills, but let's just say that we have a property that is being, it's, right now, it's commercial and it's residential. Their property says it's commercial and residential. I mean, they're probably being taxed like that property is commercial, which means they're probably paying higher taxes on it than if it were residential. I would
I just
assume.
do not.
I don't know a whole lot about that either, but I would.
The thing about it is even, and correct me if I'm
I
wrong,
could be completely wrong.
what I understand is even if we do change your ordinance, something in the long term is it's gonna stay that way, you option, it can stay that way until you sell the property.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's not like it can happen, if there's something that we deem that you do not like and we pass it, it could potentially not even happen until it's sold.
if we change the underlying zoning of the property, The use that is currently ongoing is not extinguished.
Right.
It just becomes a pre-existing non-conforming use. That has certain rights under Kentucky state statutes that it can continue. The only way that you would be forced to change is if, and again, even then, this is a maybe, I'd have to do a little bit more research. But if the use of the property ceased and there was no intent to re-continue that use. As long as the use continues, the property can keep its current use. What it does is it opens up future options.
So that's under the single owner at the time, or the next owner can continue living in it if it's own business?
The next owner would have to deal with the new.
So,
It depends on how it was, if it was sold,
yeah,
or if it was inherited, or given, or.
and what it really has to do with, and I want to make sure that I'm understanding this because.
It's the
again,
question I had about the marketability. The person asked, I can sure live in my house now, but when I go sell it, I didn't have to sell it as a business if it's been converted to a business to the next owner.
Let me understand, this is a hypothetical, right?
Yeah,
Hypotheticals. We have a residential structure that's being used as a residence. We change the zoning in some way to allow mixed use.
No, makes you, yeah.
Yeah, well, so it's
Yeah,
mixed use.
yeah.
When they go to market the property, can they market it as a residence as well as the mixed use thing?
Yeah.
The mixed use would be what I would say you're marketing it as. The residential use could be continued.
It's their choice under the mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If what we're talking about is a residential parcel used as a residence, is rezoned to something purely commercial with no residence allowed. But they continue to utilize the property as a residence. When they sell it, they could continue the use as a residence. Unless they abandon that use before they sell it. What I'm saying here,
Okay.
yeah, is, and
They asked for a reason.
that's for a reason, or like they use it as a residence, we changed the underlying zoning. They left the house. Nobody lived in it for a year. There was no Zillow listing. I had it under contract with a realtor, which is gonna find a buyer. Nobody did anything with
Sort
it.
of follows kind of abandoned
Yeah,
ordinances and laws.
yeah. As soon as that use is abandoned,
Yeah.
then they would lose the status as pre-existing non-conforming, and the next user would have to conform to the zoning.
So if they put it on the market, the person buys it, hey, you got 30 days to get out of here, I'm moving in, then they're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You,
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Case by case, we'll look at it.
yeah,
And even if it is residence and they want to make it business, all they have to do is come to you all and say, hey, eventually you want to make this into.
Yeah, that would be standard, yeah.
That's standard stuff.
but then it, does go through,
Any rezoning has to pass both through planning and zoning as well as the local legislative body. Guys, I think we just did demonstrate one thing, which is that planning and zoning can real quick get into the weeds. What I want to avoid at this next public meeting, public forum, is kind of getting off topic from the heart of this, which is right now, all we're talking about is generalities and community desires. So if we can find areas where they want to see change, the job at that meeting is not to figure out exactly what that change is going to look like, but rather if they have appetite for it, what they would like to accomplish with that change. That's where we can go back as staff, we can take the community input, we can start to put together specific recommendations. That's why even this map that highlights, 56 split zone properties and 92 incompatible or whatever it is. Even though we've identified those, that's not the final result.
so hoping that meeting stays brief and people taking the information, learn it. To make the next meeting, the second one, even more beneficial, would it be possible to create just a short little email that we can hand out at that meeting? Say, if you have questions for the next meeting from stuff you've heard today, if you need more clarification, send to this email. And we'd be ready to answer them at the next meeting would be. We set it far enough apart, just a collection, just for the planning zone for this.
Could we make a standalone email for this?
Like we could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm not kind of asking them that. That way we can get the questions. We know that it's gonna be asked and give it to you. And if it's something you can answer, at least you be ready to answer instead of bogging down the next meeting.
I mean, they could just send them to the clerk
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause if we do it the individual, who's gonna.
or to planning and zoning.
I just didn't want them to get missed, because we send the clerk, if they get missed, well, I sent that in and you all say you don't even didn't hear it.
So again, it's very, I think you're touching on something that is very important. One of the things that I would like to do along this process is empower you to interact with your constituents. So if you get a question, I'd love for you to be able to take that in, and then you can always call me and we can have that discussion, or I can say, no, I'll get back to you. But I want you to be able to act as that receiving thing, and not always just say, hey, just call planning and zoning. They can always call planning and zoning. But if you want to work as that interface, you're more than welcome to do that. And so if send it to the clerk forwards it to us, that's great. If they come straight to us, that's great. If they come straight to you, that's good too. At this stage in the process, any public questions, involvement, anything is accepted and wanted, because this is how we're gonna really get a sense of what the direction we want to take is.
Maybe we just ought to take all the questions and kind of keep track of them, for
Yeah.
a few days at a time, and just kind of hit holes in their red, or
Yeah.
Elise or somebody with them.
They could send them to me and I could forward them to Brett.
Yeah.
I mean, we can channel it that way.
Yeah.
But I think it's important you see the questions too, so you know kind of the conversation.
And so we can kind of relay the answers to them, so that we do have some FaceTime
Yeah,
with the people of Stamping Ground.
well, and to me, the answer is great, but to me also, it's more important, I know what their worries and concerns are.
Yeah.
And I'll see that in the question.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, okay, I didn't even think about that possibility. Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be an issue we can talk about.
Yeah.
We probably just need to do it like we do our budget. Just make a running list of questions.
Yeah.
And from Monday through Friday, and then that's it.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that a lot.
I have one more thing.
Yeah.
I would really like for us to set another date for the second meeting, so we look like this isn't us. We look like we got our crap together.
Sure.
And that way we can get it out to all the people that are there, and say, hey, this is our next date. Let's, y'all come back to his facility. And that's gonna be in the summer.
We would have to use one of the churches probably.
Yeah.
But I would really like maybe a month from the date. I don't know. And I also know what y'all's availability
Think
is.
a month is enough time, or
I mean, most people are ready to go the next day.
Well, but they're gonna be drafting custom zoning districts and working on that. I mean,
Well,
plus they got all the rest of it.
and that's kinda like-
do you have a time frame set on that already?
The purpose of this was just for kind of illustrative purposes. We can add as many custom meetings as possible. And it doesn't have to follow the timeline. If we get to item 5 in your guys' list and you say, okay, well, we didn't have a lot of people for some reason, there was a lot of scheduling conflicts and we want to do a second one, we can rehash it under same kind of venue. We can kind of change it up a little bit. There's kind of endless opportunities for it. If we are following this, if we just follow it by the letter, though, like over the summer in theory was when or like the start of the summer is when we're kind of doing the draft custom zones. And then we're having that public event where we're saying, hey, we made our draft custom zones. What are you guys thinking? But if we want to revert back into doing kind of a similar functionality to this one, or a modified hybrid between 1 and 2's kind of intentionality, we can do something like that.
Would it be sufficient to just try to target end of June?
I just wanna look like we know what we're,
Yeah,
this is our next move, this is our date. Feel free to come that day too.
okay.
With any questions that you all may have for a second hearing, because this, honestly, some people are just gonna find out about this information and what it is. And then they're gonna take it, and they're gonna be like, "Man, I don't want to."
Space on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe just.
But if we can, 2 through 5.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a part of that. I'm just.
That's fine.
Can I make one suggestion related to this? Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to organize, go through the efforts of logistically putting on a second, public forum where we're unready, or we have a document that's not polished yet or needs it. What I would recommend is this body has standing meetings. What we could say, and what staff would be happy to volunteer to do, is if we can identify that second meeting in June for you guys to come here and say, we will give you an update on where our status update, wherever we are in the process at that public meeting. And so that way you have the date. It does not, necessarily have a specific deliverable.
I like that. So y'all just come down here and we can actually put it on the agenda and say, hey, they're coming down the fourth Tuesday in June.
Mhm.
And if y'all have any questions, they'll be more than happy to address them there.
Yeah.
Until we get our next meeting.
Yes.
I actually like that.
That's a great idea.
Yes, 23rd.
Okay, June 23rd.
Because it's maybe hard to get a facility. Arrangements for it. I like that.
Perfect.
Would there be any benefit to doing a survey?
That's kind of it, your guys' discretionary call. We can make QR codes and items that they can survey. We can have paper surveys available for people to fill out their comments then we can get back to them. I'll look to hold in, I mean, it's not impossible. It's very easy to make a survey. So if we want to do that, we'll just want to get a kind of goal of what are we trying to collect in this survey. So
I can take all specific questions. If maybe somebody doesn't want to speak up, they can hit the survey.
Yeah,
And Putnam just directly goes to y'all and y'all can either handle it or we can handle it, whatever.
and we can make shareable online documents that just update constantly with like, here's this question, here's the response. We talked to this person on this day.
Let me give just a cautionary tale about surveys.
Mhm.
So surveys, number one, as you guys know, is only a single point in time. This was the feelings of the community at this time, and the questions that you write and how you write them are very important. Because it's very narrow in the information that it provides. The second thing that all of a sudden happens a lot of time is surveys are treated like votes. Where if at the end of this process, at any time, if you get a survey response that then does not line up with the final result,
Mhm.
it's very easy to point to the survey and say, well, when you did the survey, this is what was said, you didn't do that. And there can be 100 reasons why you didn't end up going that direction.
Yeah.
But it can be used as something to basically say that you have not, that either you asked them for the survey for no reason and you weren't ever going to consider their input, or you got their input and then decided to ignore it anyway.
Okay.
Now, I like the idea again of that question card. I think if we take a general survey that is, things like, do you live inside city limits of Stamping Ground? Do you own property inside the city limits of Stamping Ground?
well,
Things like that can be beneficial.
and I mean, I'm sure there'd be other opinions up here, but to me, we're talking about property rights within the city limits. That should be who has the concerns in this.
Yeah.
The property taxpayers in the city limits.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're on the right track. As planning and zoning though, there are people who call Stamping Ground their home that don't live inside city limits. And if we change things in Stamping Ground, well, it feels like it's gonna change their kind of interaction with the city as well.
I get it, but the guy that lives on Honaker doesn't have to live next door to the property that's changed.
Sounds good. Sounds like a date.
All right. So, again, we will try to be there right at 6 o'clock next Thursday. We'll try to have the handouts and, kind of, supplementary items needed for this. If there's anything that you guys would like to provide that, is just from the city of Stamping Ground's perspective, I encourage you to bring that as well. There's an opportunity for you guys to share information as well. Yes, Mr.
One
Frank.
question, I don't know how to phrase what they came talking about. It's the opposite of concern. Somebody was asking about the property back Buffalo. We're gonna talk about that too, the multi-housing back in there, because that's one of the changes.
This, is that
This one
Yeah,
the R2 property?
yeah,
with a couple of splits.
that's gonna be free to discussion too. That's gonna be brought up.
I mean, we can bring it up, yes.
Is it city limits?
I've had a couple people, yeah,
Yeah.
I've had people very happy about that because they're very sad we don't have housing down here.
Yeah.
We don't.
Okay. And again, part of this discussion is if you do start, like, if it's the city's decision to get important multifamily type developments, definitely on the table is what should those multifamily developments look like here? And so that's where we've provided some handouts, we've provided some looks. But the good news is in our residential zones, those typically cap out at 3 stories. The R2 zone is typically 2 stories by right, and it can go up to 3 stories. But that's only with certain concessions made for setbacks,
Mhm.
and maybe that's something that you guys talk about.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Appreciate y'all coming out here.
Of
Is there any benefit? Do y'all want to keep this large format for a week while it's, since the letters and things are out, people may pop in and
Might not be a bad idea.
we won't miss it.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, it might be
Sure.
helpful for us
Okay.
to have. that.
Yeah. Leave it with you.
Appreciate that.
So from this one, just so you all know it, the properties, they have stars on them.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
you're very welcome.
Thank you all for coming. We can put it on. We'll put it in the bag. Well, actually, just leave it there, because I think it's good. I know. Thank you, guys.
Are we all excited?
We're gonna do it a little bit differently. Basically, we had given you all worksheets. We asked you to take a look at those worksheets with what was your proposed budget, what you actually spent, and what you're gonna project for the upcoming fiscal year. And I know some of you have worked on them. Once you get those completed, you need to send them or give them to myself or Michelle. We will put the budget entirely together. And then we will come back and revisit it. The guidelines that were given to you was handed down and handed from Melissa, our CPA. And, does anybody, first of all, have questions about your worksheets?
Is this the only one we're turning in?
That is your worksheet, yeah.
So I didn't know that we were supposed to do that. I thought we were just doing 2026.
You're
That-
in
that-
2026, 27, which is your projected budget for the upcoming fiscal year based on what you currently spent this year and what was proposed that you.
Right.
And Melissa, stop me anytime you need to. Okay. On the front over there, it is very small, but just want to tell you all what that is so you can take a look at it. That is a snapshot of the entire budget that we just did. Okay. And we put it all together, so everybody could just kind of look at it. If you're like me, you need a magnifying glass to see it. But anyway, it does. You want to say
But
something?
if you look at the Excel spreadsheet that we sent you with the workbook, that is the last tab, so you can zoom in and see all that.
Right. It is.
Very low.
That was in there too, Cody.
Okay.
Now,
So
I
no
have
questions about your
quick look.
worksheets? I'm sorry.
QuickBooks up now, so if we have a question about year to date or anything like that, what we're looking like.
Yeah, the
we can
figures
look
that
at
we're
it.
looking at, we can answer.
I do have one question. Would you create another account for Municipal Road Aid like we discussed? Like, is that something that we're gonna do? Yeah. So like, I talked to, Melissa and Michelle like last week. And one thing that I said that I didn't understand, was like, right here, I have my Municipal Road Aid up here. But then this money that came out for street repair should have come out of Municipal Road Aid. And technically it did. But it's not its own account. It comes out of like my budget. So I was asking if we could create like a secondary so that we can solely keep track of if that is only supposed to be used for municipal road aid. You have like a definite, but this is exactly, yeah.
We can create new divisions if you also deem that it's needed, okay? We try to really streamline and simplify all of the divisions, so everything gets posted appropriately and taken out from the appropriate funds. Okay? With the first sheet. Yeah.
Melissa, I had like, something that I didn't see on this printout that I know that I spent money on. News graphic, for instance. But it didn't reflect on me, but I went ahead and added it. I mean, I thought that was the proper thing to do.
It comes out of probably general fund.
Yeah,
Well,
There's-
I motioned it out of mine.
Yeah, I know there was something.
we had an advertising line in the general fund, so probably they ended up taking it.
Well, I was just,
Are you just saying the action wasn't there?
well, yeah, for this year's budget, which you know, I'm sure I motioned it paid out economic development, but it's not reflected that way. That's fine.
I'll look it up, make sure.
I just didn't know if I needed.
Got the wrong account. Right now, you've got like, you had $1,200 budgeted for advertising promotional, there's only showing 95.
95? That's news graphic.
Cody,
It just was timing probably.
Okay.
you're probably right, because I couldn't figure out how we spend 1,800 to 2,000 like budget for advertising. That's probably, I wasn't even thinking about it. Your thing.
Yeah, it's a little weird, like,
Yeah, we have advertising and promotional across the board in various accounts.
yeah.
That's something you guys can decide on. It's all general, all the city, that way it'd be easier accounting, but if you want to separate it, then that's why we have it separate right now.
But we
Yeah,
do
we're
it,
showing 90.
Yeah, and the purpose of this meeting basically is to open our minds up, think a little bit outside the box of where we have been. And actually get a basis of what is best for the community. Not necessarily our wish list and what we want, but what is going to be most beneficial. You know, the four things that are listed up there on there are the foremost priorities for this city. Michelle, you want to read those for them if they can?
Public safety, community service, community structures and improvements, and community growth.
And when you're working on your budget, just keep those four components in your mind as far as moving forward. How, what you're asking or what you are wanting to do, how does it affect it? And what's it going to be most beneficial toward of those four things?
Okay, so are we not discussing actual budgets today?
Really, unless.
My budget's done, ready to go.
Well, that's kind of, the only question I had, even about my budget, other than like Ken said, I pretty much nailed down what I want, but are we wanting to put those three things that we were adding into our budget for this upcoming year? Problem is potentially what's it gonna cost? You're just giving an estimate, right?
Yeah.
You may be way off, you may be way under. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If I want to put a parking lot in and it costs $10,000, I only got $3,500.
yeah, the thought was you were gonna bring a maximum 3 things.
Yeah.
And
I
you
know, I'm
would
trying not to do it again.
you would have that and estimated of it. I also think, you know, kind of a timeline too.
Yeah.
Something we wanna do, you know.
Well, I'm curious, because that's what I did in mine.
No, that's perfect. I think she's gonna take you there. Let's present.
hey, come back.
She's saying those are the categories that we would probably give you your items.
Just one second. So, are we saying that's in the priority, we need to look at them? We're just saying that's the four, and we can,
That's the four categories that
Determine
you
our
want to keep
priority.
in your mind as far as moving forward to improve the city or to help the city, basically.
okay,
I don't think that they're giving those a rank.
No,
that's right.
it's just four suggestions.
Yes.
And you can follow with any of those four.
If you think about it, for the last several years, safety was our kind of our number one, and that's where we put a lot of the budget. We built up the police department, fire. And now it could be something else, like
And-
econ development,
and
because
that's
you've got
why I
all this other.
That's why because when the second one's improvements, we really got a lot of street issues we need to
Yeah.
catch up to, and we've got the safety doing pretty good. There's a lot of things we still need, but we've got a lot of things that need to
Yeah.
improve.
Those are
I was
not
gonna say first and
structured
second
in
part.
priorities, they're just listed based.
Okay, that's what I was making.
Yeah. On this particular sheet, this is where we're gonna put forth our three ideas. And the thing to remember here is when you're going to put forth your three ideas, everything's okay? And really, nobody's gonna criticize you. If you wanna do something and somebody says, well, I don't think we need to do that. No, that's not gonna happen at this point.
Per department.
Yes, per department, 3 per department. And like I say, with those 3 things, just keep in mind those 4 components that we just roughly touched on, because what we want to do is pick what's most important. We're gonna vote and pick what's most important that we work on first. That's where we're going, okay? So Michelle and I just kind of put our heads together and decide, okay, these are the three things that's really important to us. Our first priority was, we've researched a lot as far as software and what's available to help this city function efficiently in a tech world and meet most of our needs. That Topman does all of that. It basically does everything that we would need to do to run the city and manage the city with the exception of the business license. Okay? It is very flexible, it's very customized, we can use our own forms, we can use our own letters, we can customize it any way we want to. But it will meet our needs of everything to manage. It takes away paper. It takes away as far as it assists in historical items, which we know we have a huge issue with that. And everything is saved and protected. We wouldn't have to worry about it. Okay, so that's our first item. Our second is our IT support, which we have already touched on. Somewhat, you all are pretty familiar with that. But the components that we really feel we need are listed there. And we do have costs on all of this. So if anybody has questions, we can give you a ballpark figure. And then our wish list is to have our running loop on a daily basis that would show historical information, ordinances, meeting notices, anything, and it would run 24/7. So that's our three. Okay, does that give you an idea of what we're looking for?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Whatever's been told along, you're great. If you don't mind, I think it.
Sure.
Keep up with that as we're going, so.
The first software package, of course, there's initial setup.
Right.
It'd be $6,000 roughly. And that's a one-time charge, and that is total support, total setup, 24/7, 365. It would be $1,500 annually after that. Okay. The IT support, if we only went remote IT support, right now we have someone that's helping us come get everything squared away and straightened up, but he suggested that we look long-term. When we did that, about $150 a month would take care of us remotely as needed, and $250 a month would be full. If they had to come down and spend a whole week here, it would be covered. Basically, it wouldn't be an hourly charge. And as far as the TV and our wish list, I don't have a list.
Thank you.
Where would you envision putting that? Now I ask because this, when we first came on, Mr. Meadows suggested put one in the window that would have updates and things in it so you could see from the road. Is that what
Right,
you're thinking?
exactly. Yeah, that would be our ideal
I
situation.
got scared on that though because electronic signs, in display, I don't know. It can't be moving. So you could put the agenda or a picture up and it could stay that way. You just couldn't be flipping because it becomes a motion.
It's not a loop, in other words.
Oh, you're saying just for safety, because the
So you're
sign,
not allowed.
sign ordinance says perpendicular to the roadway. That's not perpendicular. It's
So
facing.
maybe we think of a place to put it here to show the pictures of the historical thing.
Yeah.
If people come in all the time and they're very interested in the history of the city.
We may be able to do it. That was just my mindset. But I was kind of worried.
We have to investigate that, I think, moving forward if we decide.
Well, we even talked about making it where you could hinge it away. And hinge it back in.
During the day and then pop it off. So anyway, that's our three.
I think the window's 32 inches.
So,
You think?
schedule, the next one is ABC funding.
Oh,
You have three that you're interested in.
Yes, of course, we have supplies, and I think we've talked about that a few times on how you wanted to code that stuff. And some of the supplies and things, you don't know what you don't know. So as Megan or the city puts on different events, you realize, oh, well, we should have done this, or we need that. So there's gonna be a couple of those things. And what I'm getting at specifically is we have our no alcohol beyond these point signs. And now we have a chain to help encompass that area. But nobody thought about putting in a little push-in fence post along the way. So just some of those types of supplies.
So for security and safety, is that what
Yeah.
we're dealing with? Okay.
Yeah. And a little KRS mixed in with that. There's a couple of things that we need that would benefit the ABC would be a internet hotspot. So you can work the laptop as you go in. And I think we had this discussion. I'm just kind of touching base on it again, because at this time we haven't got quite that far, but as you go in, do inspections, you need to look up someone's license that they have with the state. Well, it's a lot more secure if you have your own Wi-Fi than to jump on theirs or.
We talked about that when we talked about getting your mobile printer too.
Yeah, we-
Talking about right there.
Right.
You have it'd be good just to have like dollar figures.
So, yeah, are we talking about,
Well, just one of the little
a tablet?
hotspots, a couple of $100, no, it just,
Is it
it's
mostly?
like a couple of $100 for the thing, and then you have a service
Yeah.
fee, and that varies depending on whatever service that, my preference would be AT&T, but it just works around here, so it's whatever, you all decide.
Would that be for the whole city? Like, would it be a hotspot that, at least you guys could use it
No.
just be?
Well, he has his own hotspot.
It would be just for the ABC. We're still working toward trying to put everything, and I think maybe as the ladies get these other programs, perhaps it would work in conjunction as to put all of our information about the ABC stuff as far as doing your renewals, so it would slow down on so much paperwork that we have. I could just imagine what these ladies go through with the paperwork with just what little I'm doing. So we're still working toward looking to see what would be the easiest for that. I guess that's pretty much it. We talked to Megan the other day about perhaps getting a few more of the signs that John got for us here a while back that would help.
You have a question, John?
Do you have a work cell phone?
No,
Oh, we should not have to be using his personal cell phone to conduct agency business.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you can get a cell phone and a Wi-Fi hotspot through Verizon, which is what we
Package.
for, 75, 50 or
Or you just
75
use your
dollars.
phone as a hotspot.
Yeah.
That's right.
but I think that's what John was talking about, where you turn your phone into a hotspot.
Yeah. You get a cell phone, you need a cell phone for work purposes anyway. Get a cell phone yourself, probably, depending on how much you use it, but probably 60, 70 dollars.
If we do that kind of what you want to budget then is a more of a cell phone hotspot.
It'd be easier. Yeah, more
Just do
functionality.
$100 a
You
month,
can
pay
use
more
a hotspot for
conservative.
the computer or any stuff on.
And I like the thought, if Kevin had a conversation with somebody he has to file something on, you've got proof that he can be subpoenaed and really not get his own cell phone, yeah.
Right, yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought about it. And that's probably gonna be cheaper than the hotspot.
Yeah,
Start to- Right.
That's why I'm thinking, if I put down 200.
Yeah, that's
probably
what I
100
didn't know.
amount.
Yes.
Do you have any estimate on the security signs and the supplies?
The posts will be somewhere around $300 to $400. Signs about 800 if you got the big ones. And you get 4. I believe that's correct from what I remember. What I looked back.
And they got 4 small and 4 big.
I was gonna get 4 more big ones to put out.
I think the whole.
Well, it could just be a rough number. It could be
Yeah.
$1,500.
Yeah, 2,500 for
Yeah.
all supplies.
That's fine.
Here, because he had last year, agency, we had budgeted 16,000,
Oh, please.
not for supplies, but just overall.
Oh, okay.
But that was, some training, where you have training, but we'll get into those details. So these are over and above the normal stuff that we have.
Right.
Yeah. We had the portable printer scanner. We did have that budgeted last year.
Yeah.
So that would be included in that. That was 1,000 we had budgeted, and then he had 2,000 budgeted for supplies. So I think it's just probably carrying over what he had budgeted last year and actually spending
Making
it
them
this
out.
year. Mhm.
Okay, do you have a third one, Kevin?
No, that's about, unless you wanna,
Oh, me too.
the little mouse would be super nice, so it's wireless, but
I think
I
that,
think you can get them for $20.
so the last thing I would comment on yours is training.
Yeah,
Uh,
well,
I would do like anywhere from, what I put down is just for training reasons, like, I put 500 to 1,000. If you make over more than conference, and you got John that can potentially go now, and even an attorney.
Yeah,
Right.
last year we budgeted 1,500.
Yeah, so I would,
okay.
that
Well,
would
if
be
you
my
go through
third.
the whole thing, I got another list. I thought it was just the three,
Yeah.
and training was on there.
Yeah, well, I didn't know how much we actually planned for that. You
Yeah,
know, we got more people there now
right,
that can go.
which I think is a
Even-
great thing.
Yeah, even economic development, or any of the commissioners can go to those too.
Yes.
You know, I think it's something that,
I think it helps everybody, the more the training, whomever does the ABC stuff needs to go to at least the one that they have their Lexington every year.
right,
Yeah, that was pretty.
They,
a lot of cities make that a requirement when you first come on.
well, that may be something we worked towards here shortly. And the main reason being because just as I was finishing the class, I was speaking with one of the instructors and they were already doing the updates on the new legislation that was coming into effect. So as soon as you take it, it almost changes within the next 6 or 8 months. The new legislation goes into effect.
Obsolete.
Job,
Right.
job security.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that meeting that brought my mind about where we went to? Maybe RABC buying some EDC or approved event cups that say what it is, and that way, because one problem you do have, and they talked about in that meeting, was somebody sees somebody using red Solo cups, they go and get their own red Solo cups, they fill it with their liquor, but remember the one they showed?
Oh, yeah.
Or was it had a seal on it, and it showed that it was a part of the official function, that container,
Right.
and something he could do.
Any alcohol, what Dale's talking about is any, at the other places we're having these events, like we're starting to have now, any alcohol drink could only be served in these particular types of cups. That way, whoever's there policing the area,
No,
if you see them out, you know exactly what that is. They're not supposed to be here.
Can it be an ink stamp?
I think the ones that they were suggesting were all printed on.
pre-printed, kind of like.
Yeah,
type.
they ordered like,
But the thing is you gotta have cups and you gotta pre-order them, but if you have an ink stamp, as you sell it, you could stamp it. That's what I was.
but
Sticker.
what they were doing, well, they peel them off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so,
to
what,
add to it too, last year we were struggling to find ways to spend the money that we're requiring the people selling here, and that's a good way to show we're spending it. You know, if we bought supplies, even, gross of those cups cost $800.
right.
We know it's money you've got, and it shows a benefit, a way we're legally spending it.
Well, I'll be more than glad if y'all are interested in that, to check into it, to see, where we could get them, what the cost, get some comparison,
What do you think, events coordinator?
and we just furnish.
I'm just trying to find ways to spend that
I
money.
was gonna say, I mean, I can see.
Because we
putting
need
them-
to.
I don't know
We need
about.
to show-
If it's not, if it compensates.
Get our opinions,
I remember that
everyone
used to
gets
be
a little
quite
better,
They're gonna get bigger and bigger. I mean,
yes.
We have, like, we have cups like Country Road, as you bring it back to the discount, it's a reusable cup.
$800 a cup.
Next on the.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much. The next is public work.
Me?
Yes.
All right.
You're on the
Gonna need a big sheet.
Well, just go ahead and flip it up. I forgot I was supposed to stretch it up. I'm trying to better.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
You put our brand on our logo.
That's
Whatever you want.
Well, be nuts.
Good one.
Are you all gonna type this up and send it to us? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna go.
And we will.
Well, prioritize. You're gonna get to,
But we're not voting on it.
well, not voting, you're going to help prioritize.
No, I mean-
Initiative. You get to go up and say, I think these are my top 5
Okay, those are,
between the whole.
we're here a lot tonight, you are gonna go back now.
This is.
They're on their own, but at the top 5 that you're on the target to really see what we need to do to bring us the money.
You may be able to do everything, you don't know, but
It is, yeah.
that way we'll have our priorities.
He really likes me.
I guess so.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing that you all got a handout for is more of a need than a want. And that is getting this building waterproofed. Got the estimate from the Dwyer Company, 14,557. Which is about 15,000 less than the estimate we had last time. And he is ready to go whenever we tell him to go.
I'm gonna say that's $15,000 less because what we had been quoted for is different than what we're getting quoted for right now, right?
So this is to stop all water from coming into the building.
Yeah.
Also, we don't have to bid this where it's under 4,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
But City Hall,
Yeah. This is not, I don't think this should go on this list. This has to be done.
Yes.
Well, I think I think we're gonna.
it's a priority. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
I'm saying it's my top priority is this.
Yeah, so this
This is,
is priority A number 1.
yeah.
Now we get into my want.
Okay.
The pavilion is in need of new picnic tables. Yes. Thanks for the metal tables that are plastic coated that will last forever. $5,600.
How many?
That would be to replace exactly what's there, which is 7 tables.
7.
And two of those will be wheelchair capable,
Oh,
so they'll be able to pull into the ends.
that's, yeah.
Yes. My next want, and this is, I think, is probably something that we should have been doing all along, is $5,000 for community events.
And so far,
I have a question.
Yes,
Are you gonna keep going or is it?
I got one more.
Okay, go ahead.
So community events, that is going to be to hire entertainment for our events, such as music venues, DJs, stuff like that.
prizes.
Yeah, prizes, anything that is non-donated.
You see my. What kind of
Okay.
legally?
Did you have another one?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
And $2,500. And this is an estimation from our current contractor, to put gravel in the back lot. And that would be for use by the people that use the pavilion.
And all of these are one time. There's no.
These are all one times.
Yeah.
I think we should go a little bit more on it.
Yes, I think you do it 25.
Because he put geotech and removing the top layer, the top story right there.
They're just not gravel.
I would put a little bit more, just so that we can try to make this. Kind of like what we were gonna do, the high density pad.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do it the right way, it'll be about 5,000.
Yeah, let's just,
I would do it.
let's do it the right way.
Who does it?
So back, what's the back lot of this, of the?
It's directly
It's
behind.
it's
City
back
Hall.
here.
Right here, yeah, back here.
Because some of this stuff, you know, will have to be capitalized.
Right.
I'm just trying to get it so I can put it on my depreciation.
Old jail property.
The old jail process?
That's where the first jail in Stanton.
Yeah, but it's the parking lot.
Everything else on my budget, it's basically just last year. Plus the extra fees, so they're gonna charge us for this year, so.
Do you not want us to, if one of us feels like we have something that should be on that list, not to put it on there?
I don't know, maybe, but
Well, I mean, it's his 3 years.
So the first thing you said, anybody can make suggestions.
Right, but I don't want it to interfere with anything that he's planning, you know? Like, for instance, this is just, we need to be budgeting for an AC unit.
But
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we almost had to buy one last year and we hit 10K.
Yeah.
And it's coming. It's just a matter of time.
Is another one, or is this one there again?
At least to start with, maybe soon.
Yeah.
Well,
Urban Service.
well, they basically said it's on its way.
Borrowed time, yeah.
Borrowed time.
Yeah.
And we actually, if y'all remember, we bid it. He gave us a price and he come down here and somehow magically fixed it.
Yeah.
But it's coming time, like, so I think we should,
I have a question. Why is the repairs to City Hall not general fund?
That's what I was.
well, it's public works, so it's over buildings.
Yeah, it falls kind of
Structure
public works, but it does come out of general fund.
Well,
The Public Works under our ordinance, their charge of city,
city structure, city building.
Yeah, it's not a cross
Okay,
reference.
that's all right. We'll make that change. I can do that with this year's audit for depreciation, stuff like that. We've not been putting that in public works, with depreciation of our city hall and our
Oh,
big pavilions. That's all been in general.
general fund, that's right, yeah.
We can make that adjustment. That's no problem. I just want to get it right. That's why if that's what you guys deem it coming out of, then that's good.
Anything else, Tim?
Well, I got lots, but you said I only got 3.
We did bring
You
over.
did very well, thank you. Cody, you're next.
Oh, boy. My number one is gonna be a software service to help, get these business licenses up and going. All that works, we can talk about it, vote on it, or we can choose a different one, but I wanna get something implemented. I cannot get Scott to play ball with me, so we're gonna have to do something. And the last thing I wanna do is let another, economic development commissioner come in here and have to fight it out. So if I can help these two put a software out, they can help that person, so be it.
When you're talking just tracking, you're talking about one that actually will make the license
It
and
it will do it all.
They do it all,
that'd
and
be excellent.
so I kind of called Kevin today and he kind of mentioned a little bit about it, but if we can even get ABC in there, we can help
That'd be
fund
excellent.
some of that. And
Yeah.
it's expensive for setup, just like that other one, but it's not quite as bad, but you have to look at it like this. No more, if you're establishing the person, you're getting an email. The letters we send out every June says, hey, come pay your business license, come to you in an email. We're not paying a stamp anymore. We're not paying for any paper, as long as you have an email.
And you just mentioned something, the more of these events we can do where he actually does a special license, or the more of these people want to do special things, that increases the proportion under the statute, the ABC can kick into things like that. Like last year, he would only 3 people paid into it, so he could only like 3% of whatever that would cost, but now we can get him doing more things, he can show a benefit under the law, hey, I'm issuing all his license.
Well,
It's in this.
I had reached out to Kevin and I asked him for, well, could you even percent? He said he'd have to get back to me. So, but, $3,500.
For the iWorks, it would be a $16.50 for setup for that. And it's a $2,500, annually. But not only does it take care of your business license, anybody, which said, John, you're gonna love this, anybody that signs up or applies for a business license in the state of Kentucky within our parameter, our zip code, it's gonna let us know about it.
And we can also give John access to see who has a license.
Exactly.
And not be able to edit it.
That's right.
I think it has potential, but we all will need to vote on a company. We may not go with them, but this is me saying, I want to do something. Now, this may be something high, maybe not, I don't know. But I've been working with Peggy. Peggy's been helping me a lot on it. It'll be our vote at the end, but this is me saying that's something I'll look into.
But we're not doing that today.
When we get through everybody, you guys are going to go prioritize
So,
based on just you.
Well, I
Then we're
see
gonna add that up and just give you a list. And based upon everybody's input, here's how everything failed. We're gonna keep everything, but this is how it failed. So everybody voted for this one. This one, maybe it's what you said, right? The waterproofing, everybody said they put their dollar on that.
Here's something I wanna mention to you guys. Economic development's a little bit different. I plan on funding this 100% out of economic development. So it's not like it's gonna be a general fund drag. This is a business related problem. Business license is gonna help pay for it and manage it. We roughly took in, I think, $4,500 this year, which is more than we ever took in. That's if I counted people. But this is also gonna be, you know, how much do I currently have in economic development that I didn't budget for?
You got about
Like a carryover.
about 5,000 right
So initially, we're looking at having 5 and then having another 5 to take in. So that's one thing. I just want to let everybody know that that's good. I primarily look to pay for that out of economic development. My number 2 thing, Ken took it. I wanted the rear parking lot, so we'll move on to number 3 and 4. But I would be happy if we have to economic dip in to help pay for it. Whatever we gotta do, it doesn't matter. We get it done.
If you want to partner on it, I got one.
Well, here's the thing, here's something else, like, Ken didn't mention the tree over here, but I didn't wanna, like, we need to remove this tree,
He's gonna kill the roots when he does the.
then it's gonna fall on somebody's building.
No, he's not gonna kill the tree.
I think it's best if we pull a survey and just either take it out or.
He said that it's not the roots problem issue.
Send it like several times.
That's
It's just because the building, other one seems to be.
Yeah. Let it all seep in.
My number 3 was, City Hall revamp. Now, this is once again, this falls underneath you, but I think it looks bad on business when we come in here and you've got lights out. So what I'm proposing is, and this is something that's been ongoing for the last year,
Yes.
close this up, fix the lights, LED it, put tables in, like actual tables for us. Big table, we'll get another 3rd one.
Be nice to put electronic hookups in the ground.
You
Make it
know,
safer.
we can get crazy with it, but, so I only budgeted, like $5,000 to $6,000 on that, you know.
Could I also suggest maybe having the water heater cleaned?
So, yeah,
Because, yeah, that's not pretty.
well,
It's kind of like that.
I think that would just be like give a Ken, and it's such a small fee that.
I just don't want to forget to throw that out there.
So that would be Public Works. We budget for that, but that's okay to bring it up, because that'd be an item that we'll put up there and you guys can vote on. That's perfectly. But I agree with you, you know, you're saying it helps your.
I like to look more professional.
Yeah.
I had another one. So everything I'm not gonna take that one, because I know Megan's gonna talk about it.
I was gonna say, just take them all. Yeah.
That means you'll vote for it. You said
What?
that.
Say that one. Yeah, well, Ken ruined it all. I'm sorry.
It was thunder, Ken.
So sorry.
I don't know, I might have to. I don't.
That's your check.
Yeah,
Throw the air conditioner in there.
so they're conditioning.
Air conditioning.
How much is, we got you.
Yeah, I think we, 8 to 10, wasn't it?
He sent us the estimate, didn't he?
Yeah, but I haven't,
I feel like we could probably.
Is there two units here in there?
well, police department had their own, that's their own budget.
You want to just say AC and cold water? Very friendly, wasn't it?
We'll cut a hole out and just go there.
Want to put AC in the water.
So you probably don't want it because they keep it hot up here.
Already?
That's probably the only reason why they have it frozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that remodel, I would also like to include the TV, a big TV to put behind us. Whether we're broadcasting or,
I said I had TV.
I'm talking about big one,
So,
like 100,
sorry.
like 100, people can see, like,
You know what, separate, you have to, I take it back, you can't have my TV.
But that's one part of that.
I'll give you the big one.
I don't think they're real big.
I'll take the brand. Yeah. Want a big one?
All right, next, so what is your department? Sam?
You put in yours, right?
Let me double check. See.
Oh,
So I didn't get any returns on the message I sent, but I know of 3 things they need up there for sure.
Okay.
And I think they agreed on the first one, radios that are actually ours. So that's gonna be a cost to be figured out. Hopefully we get some, like we talked about, cheaper ones that don't have all the bells and whistles, but maybe just ones that we need.
I talked to them, I don't think they're gonna bite on that,
On the radios?
not on the cheap ones.
Oh.
I don't think that's their choice. I think that's a
They
choice.
didn't give me a number, but they,
What kind of cost?
this is kind of what they told me, if you're in a building,
They're like $5,000, I think.
no, these are 7.
There's it.
They're like $7,000.
So here's the
I
thing.
think they
I-
were.
listen,
Guys, here's the thing. If they're in a building, they're on 1 or 2 channels. They're on the actual fire channel, or they're on a fire ground. If that's gonna be their excuse, then they need a radio that's waterproof. And
I'm
they
just,
need it'd be the same brand.
I'm
It's
just
just,
really,
they don't really need the reason to talk to the sheriff's department on it. They don't need to be able to talk to EMS on it. They can do it all through the fire channel. I mean, in the
They can
end,
still
it's what we
talk
can
to all,
afford.
they can still talk to all of those people on the cheaper
Version.
radio. It just,
Yeah.
those cheaper radios don't have the ability to do all of the other things that they're currently not using on the radios that they have.
I just
So what would, our-
relaying what he told me.
I know.
what would our minimum maximum be cheaper versus supposed to? Cost for that.
5,000 cheap, 7,000 on
So
expensive.
do that, right?
I can get some quotes. I can get some.
It's something.
And if that's the, and if that's the case, then they get, instead of 5
No,
cheap ones, they get 3 expensive.
Many radios.
That's,
Well, we're just, we don't have, there's no way we could buy all we need if, by what they're saying. But I'm saying like 2 or 3 a year to get us back into what
The
we have.
budget maybe
Stop.
3.
Cause they last about 7 to 10 years. I mean, they've had those for quite a while now.
And here's the thing, it depends on what else is on, you know what I mean? This may be their big item, so you can kind of think of it that.
The other one is their tarmac out front. We had engineers come in and actually do a full engineer study and give us what needs to be done for that up there. That's about $20,000 to replace all that and that clogged up ditch in front, the drain. But that's replacing everything because here's the thing. Is it functional? Yes. Is it a liability to the city? Yes. When a kid or a Boy Scout troop or the kids that come over from the school, which they do every year, when they trip on that stuff out front because it's not level and because it's loose rock, I mean, we're talking about liability for the city. And so, and they need it. I mean, it's just horrible. All that is stuff when we tore up, Cove Court, the paving company that wanted to do Commonwealth was nice enough to bring it down. They rolled it out, made it flat, and it lasted about 1.5 years, but they need something that's permanent. The other thing is, the lane going up here to the training center, it's gonna need rocked. Gonna need some repair to it, especially taking those big fire trucks up in and out of there all the time.
The driveway to the training center, is that what you're saying?
we need to name all these roads.
Yeah, the driveway, yeah, I mean,
No, they're all on Spring Street.
yeah, oh, yeah, that one is, yeah,
Yeah, they're all Spring Street.
So would we do the entire road or just the part past the house?
It'd be nice to do the entire road, but that'd be an attorney question if we can do from the actual culvert up there to Main Street, because that's a shared property between 4 property owners. I don't know.
What's the road?
Training center drive.
It's the one in the dollar store and the bed and
It's
breakfast.
called Spring Street.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we should.
What's the question?
If we
We can
could
go.
pave that or rock that.
Gravel it from the
Mhm.
227 up to the,
I'm sure we can if we don't eat all the costs, but the thing is, we may be able to split some of that cost with them, but they may not have it.
We might be able to. At the time when we did this last commission, Keith Murphy asked me, well, what about paving it? And what about, he said rocking too. And so I got the estimates to pave that from there to the culvert and rock it. And one of the property owners said they didn't want us to do anything there. So
It doesn't, I mean, that's probably an easement, but
it'd be something you'd have to look into. Yeah, it depends on who has the easement. If we gave them the easement, or they gave us the easement.
And
But
then
that's the 3 I know of.
I'm sorry, on the tarmac, did you say 20,000 or 100?
think it was 20,000. I was looking at the estimate, but. I think it was
100, did you say 120?
Oh, well, I was like, wait a minute, that can't be right. That's just clarify.
And even if it's not the repair that I looked at back then, which was going down, was enough concrete to actually repair, because fire trucks, their weight is a lot. Even if you just blacktop it, I mean, anything's better than it is now.
It's not bigger than what we just put over here.
No, you're right. Well, it'd have
So
to be, twice as thick though. Try 60,000.
Inches.
60,000. Oh, just six?
5 to 6.
That'd work. 4 is what they recommend, 4 to 5.
Well, he ended up pouring it thick, is what happened.
Yeah,
We only did it as.
that's not any bigger than that.
But, I mean, concrete was
That was the high part.
$20,000 to do that, and that was excavate, removing. So maybe it'd be worth us
Taking those spools off,
just doing concrete.
that'd be better.
Lasts longer than blacktop.
Yeah,
It will.
especially as long as we seal it.
Especially on big heavy equipment.
And that'd be better too, like, I don't know if you've ever seen that when a significant snow comes in, they dig up half the front of that because they're pushing the snow out of the way. I mean,
I'd hate to have a brand new fire truck sitting on that.
I know.
and really, that's my deeper thought. I mean, we got a new truck coming in. But they may have other ones, but that's the only 3 items about.
Okay.
What was the training center driveway repair machine?
It needs to be rocked real bad.
Yeah, what's it cost, that investment?
Oh,
Depends on how much we can do.
yes. It would take somebody looking at it. I can have a guy go over and look at it and
I think it's about $1,500 for a 3-axle truck. And that would take,
So, probably.
it'd probably take at least 3 years.
Yeah,
10,000.
10,000 would be conservative, or a good estimate.
Next, we have the police department.
I would like to add something to the fire department. Right. I would like to see them get a little bit more money for painting and rounds. So I would like to put that in the budget somehow. And, I mean, a run, we're paying what, $10? I think we should pay a little bit. We got a raise here. So I think it should go across everybody.
yeah. Well,
If it's $5, whatever, but that's a number that we need to.
it's something we can discuss about that. I mean, I'd also, if we had to argue, had to say which side's more or less, pay them for their trainings. They don't make a lot of,
Right.
but pay them for their time that they dedicate to make sure and come up here.
I would just like to going forward, pay them a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, we've probably been paying that since probably 2004.
No, actually, we paid more then, and for some reason that commission back then backed it down. They actually used to pay them for training.
Yeah, and we could put a number on trainings too, to limit, but,
Well, I mean, we know they're gonna do one of the 56 weeks or 52 weeks, I mean.
Yeah. you just do what I'm saying, like, I wanna plan for that.
No, I agree. Oh, there is another number I need to put in there. Hold on a second. And this is just because,
They were half of the budget for fire runs.
Yeah.
And not just the budget, what we did last year, we did what we said.
sure,
Was that without?
I just didn't wanna bring that up and then not have it budgeted for. It's, I mean.
No, it is. Put it in a bucket of fire run, pay increase, and
Well-
potential training.
Well, it's a good time that we're talking about this because we're talking about the ordinance right now also, or on personnel manual, I'm sorry, not ordinance, personnel manual. So that's also where that's lies is the pay inside for training. Budget.
I'll get with you, yeah, we can figure out how to put it next time.
give me 1 second, I got one more figure I need to go up to.
Is that all?
Another figure, $20,400. I have heard from them, they really want this physical thing and it costs $700 for each member.
That's fine.
What is it?
There's one of the NFPA certified physicals for anybody who wants to join and the current members.
Oh, okay.
And it's, it's bad. This is what I gave out last year. But that's what it costs for at the physical health. The only person in town that does inspect this. That's each person costs that much. You all use in business health?
City side, yeah. And we're gonna do this for the volunteers?
I don't know. It's in that thing I want to revisit again, so we'll better budget for it gets passes.
The whole idea is for us to go over that
Okay,
and to look at.
You make corrections.
To make corrections to what they submitted. It's not just to look at it and pass it.
it's totally different, okay.
Yeah, so
That's-
it's supposed to like black line it, and if you have something that you don't like.
Them stickles in the back of the book, that scares me.
That's a wish. More than a priority.
Depends on how
That's if it comes to fruition, we'll need to find it.
Okay, next we have police department.
we don't want nothing. Next.
Manpower. That would be my top three. Constant help. And,
1, 2, and 3.
Full-time, part-time or full-time?
well, probably physically, it would be better to hire part-time.
Yeah,
You can do. You can hire a part-time person for about $35,000 or $40,000 a year. A full-time person is gonna be $64,000 or $65,000 a year. And that's only if you can find a retiree.
yes,
You're not gonna be able to find, we're not gonna be able to afford to pay somebody to go to the academy and spend $45,000 or $50,000 a year in just benefits alone plus salary. So that's where we run into the issue. But
Okay, what else?
part-time, you're talking part-time employee, you're talking 100 hours a month, just under 100 hours a month. So I can afford to pay $35. For part-time employee, it's still only $35,000 a year. Where you're gonna pay somebody to be full-time, then it's, you're relegated to 28 to $30.
so, question, I know it sounds like you're talking about in line of one person, but could we just approve your 150 hours of pay for a month, and if you can find 2 or 3 guys that can fill slots and be in there and get different shifts covered, instead of one guy saying, I'll work Monday through Friday, whatever.
We could probably do that. If that's.
I don't know if you'd be able to find somebody that wants to do that.
Yeah, finding somebody to work part-time is a stretch in itself, that
Yeah.
you start relegating.
Well,
Often they work,
No, I'm not relegating. I'm saying that if you found one guy, hey, I can only work Monday through Wednesdays from 6 to 9. And you find another guy that says, hey, I can only work on weekends. That gives you opportunity to take that pool of hours and hire 2 or 3 guys that can fill slots instead of.
but finding somebody to work is hard enough as it is.
Yeah,
Besides finding somebody that's gonna say, well, I'll just work this.
but we need to make sure we agree to an amount that they can make somewhere else.
The thing about it is finding somebody and working out the logistics of depending on where they live, whether they can drive the vehicle back and forth to their home. Because I had a pretty good prospect who lives in Williamstown. So I mean, that's a haul.
Yeah.
That's a lot of miles.
Yes.
Based on knowledge wise and maintenance on the vehicle. The other aspect of that is finding a place for them to park that vehicle and then let them drive back and forth someplace that puts you in green.
Is your one of those vehicles a lease vehicle?
No, both of these are purchased.
They're both public battery.
The Tahoe pays off in 2029. Truck pays off in 2028.
It's funny because they got it as lease.
That's what I thought you said. That's why I asked. Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's the way it's worded.
So, you know, when they go both pay off, I mean, we can end up with 2 cool vehicles, or we can sell one and keep one for a cool car. I have, looked into leasing, you know, done a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan. At the end of whenever these are paid off, if we wanted to lease, if we have 2 officers or 3 officers at that time, you can lease 3 brand new Ford Explorers, fully equipped with maintenance and everything included for about $20,000 a year.
That's,
The only real cost in that's retrofit, putting all your equipment in the new ones.
I think that's another thing. When that comes worth out.
Except the docking station and the MDT and stuff like that. But the lights won't, nothing will fit.
So the Silverado and the Tahoe will be what we spend this year, next year, right, for another couple of years.
2029.
And that's roughly 29,000.
Gotta keep one of them, he's got a 5-year contract on it. camera system in.
Well, they said they'd move that, but it'd be a
Any other things?
Yeah, I would, at some point in time, I would like to go ahead and put another system in the other vehicle.
So the second camera system?
Yeah, that's not even 2,000. Yes, ma'am.
And that's subject to if we get somebody, we just put it in there until we get somebody.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, with the, how long it would take to find on board and stuff. You may be only looking at half a year next year versus starting and saying,
Well, we bought that contract outright, so we wouldn't have to be paying on it year.
but I mean, but even with the staff.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get somebody to start July 1st. If we did it, if we found by the day.
Camera system. Here,
Yeah, if we can, I'm still in the process of trying to find a Wi-Fi extender that will. Found one that will extend the Wi-Fi from the police department up to 1,200 feet, which if that's the case, then we could install some kind of camera system on the pavilion and face it up this way and face it out towards the parking lot, and we could just do that on our own.
How much?
you didn't give them.
I didn't.
Oh, that's what you.
I said I could extend the Wi-Fi from the police department up to 1,200 feet, which would more than encompass the entire big screen park area.
I mean, that would, why don't we just run the cable line into the, where the electric is over there?
I mean, it's an option. He's
I mean, then to be dedicated.
He's just saying that- he's just saying that, you know, we need to get surveillance on that
Yeah.
pavilion.
The issue right now is even if we had cameras put on the doctor's office, the building back there, the trees and visibility is not conducive. Didn't have to see much, but again, we're able to put cameras on the pavilion and
They'd have,
point it this way.
you'd have to get somebody that's willing to climb a pole. Put it on the
You
pole.
can get up to 8 cameras and a Wi-Fi extender for $1,500, $2,000.
Okay, so let's put 2,000.
Pavilions, I mean.
I think that we definitely need to look at it.
What about with that, what about all this camera stuff that we use right now? Well, I don't know what the name of that is.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound. Couldn't we just do away with that cost if we just put all these cameras on a system where we can monitor it at the police department
Yeah.
and do away with the monthly fee?
Something to talk about.
I mean, for probably
The only thing I would say,
$5,000, you can do it all and it can be all.
only thing I would say is it cannot record sound in here. Because if we go into executive session.
Yeah, unless they way to disable it, yeah.
But I will tell you, there are options where you can plug these into the wall and not use batteries. Solar panels, there's all kinds of different options.
So the Wi-Fi extender is a solar device and all those cameras would be too.
I think it's worth discussing.
So do we want to make those one and the same in the park and just the whole security system?
Yeah, that's what John
I
said.
don't know what the safe and sound cost is.
We had that.
Yeah.
Is that all you want?
He said, hey, guys.
You don't want some more bullets for you to go?
He wants to that's in here.
Okay, next and last but not least, great.
No, we take that. You know. Well, administration.
Well,
Well,
yeah, a brand new one. I guess first would be the street striping and mailbox. Would be, I guess, number one.
Parking.
Yeah, parking needs to happen.
Street striping.
Not that parking.
Right, it's Melissa.
No.
Yeah. So back in, so we can get up to it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, and let's say like, what about 10?
I would say, I would go large because, and me and Megan have been working on this together, but we may have to pay planning and zoning to get this down to 1 inch. We have to pay somebody to come out and stripe it. We gotta pay somebody to put signs up, handicap signs from tone. We gotta put signs up on the parking lots for no overnight parking or, you know, when we decide all this. So I would probably go like, just a rough number, anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000. Because, that's just going off this parking lot, pricing is $700. So,
Does that qualify out of the grant, the street 14,000?
Municipal, really?
Yeah, the rate.
The painting made, that anything, when they explained to me, Bobby's, or, they said off the street, like signs won't qualify, but if it's repair, maintenance of a street surface.
So we'll probably,
Well, I was gonna say, even if we, because, I mean, there are streets like Birch Street, we've had potholes repaired, but I mean, Birch Street really does need some help. It's, there's areas that it's just starting to crumble. I mean, I don't know if we wanna,
so you wanna just kind of, because we're gonna separate it, so budget, we can say, here's what we think we're gonna get in, and just put, municipal aid street repairs, and it doesn't matter what street you paid it on, that's, yeah. And we'll just do that in general, I don't think that's extra.
I think we should just budget the streets, what, and all this striking with mailboxes out of budget. Not a grant, unless it applies.
right, no,
that's what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
what I'm saying. This part was gonna be out of streets, but we're talking about like if I'm doing extra pothole repairs or whatever, that could be out of the municipal road.
Okay.
The other one, we haven't been, we really haven't had enough time to talk about it, but if it is established that that culvert is ours to repair, I have no idea how much that's gonna cost. I mean, it's obviously smaller than what Commonwealth Drive was, but if we have to fix the road and everything on top of it, that could be,
That's back on the road.
and depending on the
That
extent.
could be also grant money too, though. That probably could be. And Zach is doing his homework and writing it down and making sure he's investigating that.
I was gonna say, so I can't really give an estimate on it. I just know that if it is established that it is ours, then that needs to happen. And then I would like to, have some money for like more banners, and the Georgetown is giving us their old baskets that can hang on the poles out here. So like even if I bought, just fake flowers and fake grass and stuff, just some money for that, I think it would look nice.
Beautify the city.
Yeah. Beautification.
Need
How much,
thought, estimate,
how much do you need? 3,000?
Well, for banners, yeah, I was gonna say for, if I'm getting as many banners, I think it was like 40 some dollars a banner at 30 banners, so it's like 20, it was 21, 22. And then you add in any like flowers and stuff like that, so I mean, it's 3-ish,
35,
35, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
give me more.
Go on.
always be better concerned.
Anything else, Mayor?
I mean, not, or I mean, I know that there are some sidewalks, I don't know if we can, because I talked to Cody about this as well, but this neighbor right here, the sidewalk is jacked up right by their mailbox. So I don't know if we could get, when they repair in front of where the Yuppie Puppy was, if we can get them to come down this way a little bit and like maybe, since they're already out here with materials and stuff, pay for that instead of having
How much
somebody.
did you budget for sidewalks last year? $4,000?
Commonwealth Drive repairs is like that, then. The, 800 for flag repairs and maintenance.
Oh, we didn't, I don't, I think that's one of the ones when we're trying to cut the end, I cut out of the street.
Well, I think
Security streetlights was 13, 15 for snow removal, which all the states.
then we need to put something,
There was sidewalk repairs for 2,000.
okay,
2,000, but we didn't spend
so
it.
When we leveled spots like that, we leveled 11 spots, they came in with that rejection foam stuff, that was like 5,200 to 11 spots.
it's
It's
just,
real, like the one for Cody was like,
let's
that's
just,
far.
let's just budget for something like that, because $2,000 and we didn't even spend it.
Sidewalk overlay.
And Birch Street, an overlay for it, repaving is, well, 4 years ago, it was 34,000 to do the entire street.
Well, I think we could, try to maybe write a representative or somebody to try to get a grant to help us fund that. Don't worry, you will.
The road aid people, they have a thing in it, we pay into it. There's like, it's not co-op, I can use, we pay into it as part of our thing, so I would get the road aid, the reason we get it, the way we get it. They have $1 million each year, the cities, and $1 million the counties can apply for, it's for emergency stuff. If we get a road person and say, it's in bad shape, you can go here, so.
Well, and that's another thing, is if we decide that we own Railroad Street, that is horrible.
I don't know how we decide that, that's been,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, and this is just not, I'm not trying to make anybody mad, but if the city wants to have Birch possessed, we can do that. If they're not maintaining it.
Well, they're not maintaining the roads that the city illegally put in. Remember, that's the whole story here.
I don't know.
I just don't know
I
that.
got a good story at home, so otherwise.
Yeah, you can ask her, she knows.
And she knows that that's not true, but you know, here or there.
I would look at it.
What is this?
The price road down there in this place.
Anything else, please?
No, I think that's,
I'll see you.
All right, what's next?
Tell me the-
It's
not a- not a-
Would you like?
These are numbers. We call it railroad. It's not that.
What else we got?
Right. So we was in that domain there. Yeah, nothing.
I don't think he meant the properties, he meant the.
I should take the road to road on the property.
Budgeted. Budgeted. And it's not.
I see.
All right, so each of you have,
Since the
you
blind
want to
one,
get that, we like.
let them go.
Well, I want to raise.
Okay, all right. Administration.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah, I put your 3 priorities in the general fund too, right? The software.
So for administration, I want to put a raise on there for the 2 clerks. And Dawn,
We just did one,
just did one,
or raised for him, brought him up. Into the summer.
when he went from one position to another.
I don't know.
yeah, it was,
It was when he went from one
it
position,
was a promotion.
it was a promotion, it wasn't a raise.
Something we can talk about.
That would be in the police.
Yes.
Yes.
So one, yes, so one would be for police, but one would also be in clerks, but both under administration. So I would like to do that. I'd also like to keep both clerks. And I'm know that we haven't really officially budgeted for that, but I would like to put that in the budget. And I think that's it. Would somebody want to build us a new city hall and food station?
Make that number 3. My number 1 vote. We can build it
I'll drink
over on, Railroad Street, I said we take. Oh, what?
So we want them to vote on their top 3.
Top 5. You got 5. You got $5 to spend.
You got
can put a dollar on-
$5 to
You can put it, you can put all 5 on one.
Oh,
Like you can vote 5, yes, but you look at the whole list, not just your own items, but the whole list. And think about, like she said, what's gonna hit those categories and spend your $5. You can put them all 5 on one, or you can put 2 on one and 1 on the other, but spend your 5.
Well, that list is too big for just.
I know.
Well, these things
Can
can,
we like?
Yeah, that doesn't mean we vote away. We're trying to prioritize. So they may all get a vote,
Okay, okay.
but they may get once. Like here's everything that got a 1 vote. Here's the things that got 2 and 3.
Now, where-
That's all it is. It's
so where is
prioritization.
Well, basically, I figured put them back up here. I don't know.
We're gonna hold them for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have that one.
Now, I mean,
Kevin,
I can do 2, you know.
I'll have to put you through the work.
I know.
I ain't going to nothing.
oh, that's-
That's what, that's amazing. It's like, ABC, we have all this, but
Yeah, and then you can just sit in that remote. If you're like, really not extra, you didn't ask for anything that's special.
So you need to keep a count, yes, ma'am. Can I hang it?
Because if this is not a vote to do, this is spending priority, all we're doing is set the priority, that'll help us.
I'm gonna
Then we'll put all the numbers together, they may all end up being fine, it's just help priorities, if we have it.
You should put on track. And I can read them from there, that is. All right. Okay.
Just start down the list, the way we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to catch it.
Anybody in favor of number one? That's the software to run the city, basically.
So we're voting all it right now? Okay.
Yeah, your top two.
They went $10, put their, one of their dollars on that,
I'll put it all in.
I'll put it up. Got $2, all right?
Got $2 so far, yeah.
we did just on that, we did have an estimate from another company.
Yeah, it's not saying.
It's not saying we're gonna use that company.
No, we're not
No,
voting.
just what we want to do.
We're just making priorities.
Yeah.
Can we not look at these until next meeting? Because there's some on here I want, but then I know there's gonna be some over here too, and that one I
You
want. that one-
got $5 to spend.
I like it. That's just ridiculous. We're talking about city finances, not.
Well, it's just priority, there's nothing coming off the list.
They're all gonna be
Okay,
there.
okay.
They're
That's
all
what I need to hear.
It's just priority.
Yes.
But that way, when we put all your numbers together,
It's,
if we're over budget, we'll
Yeah.
start going down the priority.
Yeah,
list.
it's a filter.
Everybody agreed.
Yeah, we've said it a few
Gotcha.
times now. It's just prioritizing. These are prioritizing the top five.
Yeah, everything that are on these lists will be on a wish
Revote,
list,
revote.
basically, okay? Right now, we're just trying to set priorities of where we start.
number one, we got 3.
Number one got 3.
Keep in mind that y'all now have $4.
Yes.
Let's spend it, 3
Right.
people now only have $4. I'm
Okay,
not keeping up with that, we're gonna do it honest,
I'll
you
try.
do that, you keep.
I'll
up.
you're
try.
keeping up with it.
So if he's over here spending $10, you know.
Okay.
Dale-
Number two is IT support.
Hold on, let me get everybody's money. So
Yeah, we were gonna do stickies and I.
this will work.
So Cody, Jennifer,
Dale.
and Dale.
All right, and
They all spend $1.
yeah,
I'll spend $1 on that, yeah.
And Ken wants to spend $1 as well.
okay.
Like an auction now, look.
All right,
I'm a good auctioneer. Okay, and number 2 is the IT support for the city. Anybody want to vote on that? Okay. Number 3 was our wish list for the TV and the loop.
We can go back and bid $1 on that.
If you're spending
If nothing's coming on, if we can afford it, it's there, it's just priority when we start.
okay. We went to Ken, his wish list, the city hall to repair the building.
$1 on that.
Okay, so Megan, Ken, and Jennifer.
thank you, Ken and Jennifer. It's not like you're on prices right.
Tables. Ken. And number 3 was community events to have money for entertainment.
Right, so Ken voted.
Ken voted for the tables, and
This one we got,
Dale, Megan, and Ken
For community event.
for community events, and then number 4 was to gravel the back grass area by the doctor's.
I'll spend $2 in there.
$2, Cody's spending 2.
I feel like we're in an auction. I need to-
Anybody else?
Just scratch my head.
Do I hear 3?
Did you spend all your?
You know what I'm talking about.
We also,
Wow,
we
Cal, you
have
get
the
one?
city hall revamp that Cody brought up.
I'm trying, but.
No, that was they right there.
You gotta keep it down.
That, I just got it.
There's more on it.
We haven't finished this one. Okay.
This is your rule. I'm reading from the slide, so. Software for iWorks, which is to take care of your business licenses.
I'll put one forward.
Megan,
I'll put 3 on it.
Cody wants
You
3.
got two left.
I ain't got none of them.
No, he's already spent his 5.
Okay, you've already, how is that possible?
Because he spent 2 and now he spent 3.
Even on the first one for general fund and the third one for.
He's only
Oh,
got,
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
Oh, I
like,
only got 2. You're all right.
okay,
But I put IT.
so that's 3 votes, right, Megan and 2?
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, anybody else? For city maintenance, for the lights, TV behind the commission and so forth. Anybody? And number 3, city hall air conditioning and hot water heater.
I'll put it.
Jennifer, 1.
Can I put a vote out?
Ken?
Ken's out of money.
What?
See, this is a budget lesson.
Ken and Cody were done voting.
Fun budget lesson.
43 of them.
You guys, you know,
One time.
I just gotta tell y'all,
That's how.
this is a good meeting, because it's a fun meeting. I mean, we're all getting our ideas out there. We're all helping each other. We're all gonna work together for the good of the community, and that's what we're here for. Okay. Yes. Dale,
Put one on.
How many
And-
dollars?
1 for Dale and 1 for
Dale.
Megan.
And one for Megan.
How many I got?
1 point. You
Okay.
got one.
That's one. I'll leave
You
it
got 2 budgets.
Fire station, who had that was at the fire station.
You got two.
Oh, I'm gonna keep a street
I
shirt. We don't need it.
accidentally scribbled all over.
I wanna help with grants. I would be more than happy to help work with the grants if you all want me to. Training center driveway.
Tarmac repairs, one.
I'm sorry,
No tarmac.
no tarmac repair vote.
But you said it's still gonna be on the list.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be on the list, so y'all, nothing's going on. We're gonna make you a running list, like a punch list for all of this.
Thank
Training
you.
center drive. Okay. Put rock on it.
Who has money left?
Rocket on the deal.
Megan has $2, Dale has $2, and Jennifer has $2.
Okay.
Okay, and then number 4 is, what is that?
Fire.
That's more dollars.
Fire run pay increase.
Oh, fire run, I was like. Volunteer fire department credit. Right. It includes, I can't talk. I'm sorry.
Is there a way, well, is there a way to merge a bunch of stuff together?
No.
Well, then I can look like.
And then $20,000, for training,
No, the.
or whatever.
Starts.
The
the
NFPA.
NFPA. Okay.
I've still got 2.
She's like, I'm waiting for that.
Then we're over to ABC.
Yeah, skip all of that one. He didn't ask for anything over and above what he had.
He hasn't got it yet.
And then
Oh,
the
that's-
police department. Second officer, part-time.
I'll put $1 on that.
I was just saying, I'll put one on it too.
Dollar.
Dale.
$1 for anybody?
Yeah, okay.
Y'all all have one left except Cody and Ken.
And then number 2 was the camera system.
Dang. We should have merged 2 because
See, I was gonna merge the fire.
Cam for the pavilion.
Like I said,
We can-
so the second camera was for the second officer, right?
Yes.
Security camera stuff could
I was gonna say, I mean,
Well, I
I
know,
think it was like-
this will be, if this happens, this would happen.
Yeah, the second
was
camera.
saying, I think some of us are trying to look at it as black or white. It's very gray.
That's, yeah.
It's very gray right now.
Thank you.
So it's,
That's
yeah,
something.
like, it's not like it can't be merged eventually. It's not like.
Okay, okay.
Because what we did in the past is everything was a priority. And that's why you can go over budget. But if we have it, we'll get it.
And that's what I asked, because there's one thing that we've said in here, I think is a priority, but I think saying is, I'll just say what it is. Santa Race for John, I'm up for a raise for everybody across the board. The firemen to get increased in pay, when you hire her on, said everything, they raise up and he raised up. I could never say one person in the government because they're all so important. I'm good for if we merge all good and say they all get a raise across the board. I love that, but saying one and not the others and not especially 30 guys up there.
That's a great point, and that's what
No, I
you
like
see from
that.
the voting.
I like that.
We can definitely do that, like if, we can just say that, just you guys make that decision, and that's our priority, right? That we're gonna take this and put there, just don't worry about this is just to help us discuss it and get some priority on it. And give you back that list, you can see, you'll be surprised when you get the results back. And you're gonna go, oh, wow, everybody, everybody kind of focused on these two items, and that way you make sure we get good estimates and we get them done next year. A lot of times we put things on the list and we just don't get them done during the year.
Amen.
That's the goal.
Okay, and then, the third one that John brought up was the security, for the 1,200 radius, basically pavilion, the building and so forth.
And the, I told John, it's $60 a month for Safe and Sound, so when he gets his real numbers, we had split 2,000, but it's probably less what we were paying. So
Savings out was $360 last year.
We had 60 a month.
60 a month.
Right at 60.
Yeah. Oh, we under budget then.
Okay, on streets, number one was the street striping, mailboxes, signs and so forth. Megan,
Which one was it? What was it?
number one.
Is it street repair?
The street striping, the mailboxes, the signs and so forth.
So one for Megan.
One for Megan. Number two is the drain culvert, provided we actually have ownership of that. That's an iffy, right?
And I think that's gonna be just part of repairs, like you said. So I just think, we just think about our repair budget, your normal budget, not over and above, put it there.
And then the third one was back, which are basically beautify the city. Anybody? Anybody got money left?
I do.
Sidewalk repair? Dale?
All right, Dale's out, liability people.
And we've already kind of talked about the raise. And the two trips.
I wanna put my dollar there.
You wanna put your dollar here?
Yeah.
Okay, on the raises?
No, having the two clerks.
Okay, the two clerks, okay?
See, five's not enough.
I make sure.
It's all right. It's still
Get
making.
you less than, that's all you got.
Okay.
Don't worry, they're all on the list, we're just gonna see where they
Yeah.
fail.
We're
And you
able,
can always change too, this is just getting it done.
yeah, what we will do is we will type all this up for you all, so it's gonna be like a punch list. We'll say how many votes we got for each one, so you all will know. And, then we'll just start working toward our goals.
I would like for us to be able to have a copy of all of this, even though it may not be the priority list.
You will have a copy of everything that's on these lists. It will be a total
All
punch
touch notes where you can actually read that instead of my chicken scratch.
Yeah, it will actually be everything that's on these lists you will get. And the only thing that will be in addition to that will be the number of votes for each thing that was voted on.
I like that.
Okay,
I like that.
any questions?
No, I think that was a great idea that you had. I really like that.
Okay,
I really like that.
thank you.
Oh, you hear.
The goal was that to basically, work well together, communicate, help each other, support each other, and see if I do this, how it's gonna help this person, so it's a give and
A
take.
lot of retract form. Yeah, I feel like I have something that's more important than.
Okay. You can retract one.
And I don't, let's see,
You put two on one and three on one.
I put one on software for,
1, 2, and 2.
so I want the first one I voted for underneath, lift this
The
up,
blue writing underneath the
lift
clerk.
this up, no, lift the paper up.
Oh,
The blue writing.
So the first one, clerk support software. I think it's a double-edged sword. I think we need to have two clerks. So I want to move it to two clerks. Instead of the software.
okay.
General fund number one.
Take one off of our number one and put one on number two on, under administration, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Ditto, do the same for mine.
Do the same for yours. And what, did you vote on, same thing?
I voted on the blue,
Okay, so take one off of the first one
put on the clerks.
Two and
and
four.
put it on two on administration.
Uh,
It'll be two.
Two clerks.
That puts-
Yeah, the two under administration,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know what you called
I
it.
got excited in the beginning.
That's how all commissioners are. They got this big budget and they didn't know over it. So that was the whole point, just kind of thinking about it,
Okay, all
but
right.
they're all still on. And you guys are doing great. I was just,
Got anything, Melissa?
we're still under, we're over on income and we're under, and it's the end of May. So still doing good
Projected close the year out,
with the plus, with the surplus, around, I'd say around 50,000.
Hey, that's better than last year.
That's wonderful. And
and we didn't use no CDs.
Well, but with that said, I say we have somebody left, they're saying, okay.
no, I'm just saying, you're over on your income. We have more money brought in than we budgeted for, and we've spent less money than we budgeted for.
With that, I just say, you know, we all came in last time and said we would try to find a way to this commission, we don't want to start saving money.
Yeah.
Let's not try to shoot, like, try to spend it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, we're.
You're just saying we did good this year.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
You did really some few commissions.
Make sure you say nice stuff about it. Steph.
It's just fun.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
Any second? Those in favor?
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.